Hey, so I recently got something absolutely wonderful in the news. As is evident by my computer screen, by the miniatures, and by all the stuff I've posted in the past. I'm a huge fan of TTRPGs. I'm gonna move this mouse because it is annoying me. Typical role-playing games. Started with D&D back in 2018, and I've been hooked ever since. And here I come with a bit of a recommendation. Recently, and by recently I mean a little bit over a year ago at this point, there was a Kickstarter for a TTRPG that I backed, and I'm here to share it with everyone. This here is Wilderfeast. It is a TTRPG that's focused around the themes of hunting, nature, not hunting, well, I guess technically hunting nature, hunting and nature, food, and healing what is broken. It is fantastic. It's super charming, as you can tell by the art style. It is inspired by games and IPs such as Monster Hunter and Godzilla, and so many more. I got this quite literally. It's ending up fun. Quite literally. I think just yesterday. Yeah, no. It was delivered. And I don't know if you can purchase it online yet, but if you are interested in what I'm going to show you, I highly check it out. The company that made it is Horrible Guild. You can find their stuff right here. I am not sponsored whatsoever. I am too tiny for that. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at what this game has to offer, because I genuinely recommend it. So let's go ahead and go over the main mechanic of how this game works. As is a TTRPG, there are dice involved. But uniquely, it kind of combines the two main rolling systems of the more D&D-esque kind of DC system where you roll 1 or 2 die to beat a certain number, so like D&D, Pathfinder, Powered by the Apocalypse. And also dice pool systems where you roll a bunch of dice and hope to get a certain amount of designated successes, which are going to be in games like really all of the World of Darkness games. This kind of combines them. So, first off, there are styles and skills. There are 4 styles and a bunch of skills. What you do is, depending on what you're trying to do, you choose the style based off of the theme of that skill and then the skill itself. So, for example, if you wanted to hit a monster good, hit a monster in head real good, you would choose maybe a mighty strike. Or if you wanted to pilfer the pockets of someone, you might do a tricky strike. Tricky something. Regardless, very easy system. What you do is you have a number of d6s equal to your level in the style. And so you roll those d6s plus what's called an action die. You can either have a d8 or a d20 as your action die at any given time. If it's a d20, it's called wilding out, I think. I think that's correct. The whole thing is a d8 is supposed to be the human dice, and the d20 is the monster dice, and you play as wilders, which like this guy, which are humans that are both part human, part monster, and they have undergone this transformation because they have consumed food that has monster parts in it. And so you roll, if at any point you roll, I believe it's 5, it's either a 4 or higher and a 5 or higher, regardless. For every success, you need just at least 1 success, and then that skill, you have levels in skill, and so you have a cumulative +1 for each level that you can distribute however you want. So here, you have a 5 and a 5 and a 1. Even if you have you get a +3, you could maybe put all of that into the 1, but that might not bring it up to the 5. But if you have you're really good at something that had a +4, you could put all of those +1s into that and succeed. Then you also roll the action dice. Now, how that works is you just need at least 1 success to do stuff, and then depending on how good your action die rolls depends on how good something happens. You can spend any extra successes on traits and abilities. It's a really fun system, and also again it's inspired things like Monster Hunter, and it's actually, when it comes to the combat system, it's super simple and replicates it fantastically. But also real quick, just going to go over to the character options, because character creation is super simple. I'll go ahead and show that. So, given that it's a Monster Hunter inspired game, especially one infused with the concept of cooking, the main weapons are giant cooking equipment. In the story, these are made of a material called arc steel, which a bunch of ancient giants use as their cooking material, and it's a regenerating magical metal. This is functionally what your class is, but even then, it's not as complex as that. Get your weapon, and it gives you your levels in your what's it called? Hey, I'm a buffoon. I was just talking about this. Styles! That's it. Each weapon has 2 styles it focuses on. So, like, the cleaver focuses on mighty and precise, while the mitts focuses on mighty and swift. These are not the only 2, obviously. There's a bunch of them. And you get a bunch of stuff. One thing that I really like that you see a lot is, finally, you choose one you are, one that you struggle to be brutal, careful, decisive, efficient, yada yada. All the weapons have that, and there's a lot of options in this game that focus around non-mechanical roleplay stuff. And so it is able to meld the role-playing aspect and the action aspect really well. But as for the weapons, like I mentioned, as you see, there's the cleaver, there are the mitts, which are giant oven mitts, which are super fun. Oh, we have the frying pan, the pan, really funny. The spit, which is also fun. My favorite, the torch, because one of its later techniques you can get is called thermonuclear arc fire blast. You just have a bomb, a nuclear bomb. It's amazing. And the twine. All pretty simple, and all have a lot of degrees of combat potential and using your imagination to come up with unique ways to get out of situations. Well, then after choosing your weapon, you then choose your specialty. It's not like your background, but specifically like it determines what monster traits you start with, and then also kind of what you specialize in hunting. So here are all of them, if you just want to go ahead and give them a read. And here you show kind of how that all works. Again, it's a fantastic game. Really interesting how this works. I'm not going to get into all the systems because this is already a pretty long video as is, but if any of this seems even remotely interesting to you, please consider actually getting the game once it starts coming around and you start ordering it. I am no doubt going to be playing this myself. It is such a charming game, and also the world building in it is fantastic. There's an entire section, which I'm not going to open it, but you can see this entire brown section is just like world building and monsters and such. Like, let's show some of the monsters. Like this dude, Kana, just a big frog. Location details, absolutely, like, also has a little adventure in it. Gross little crocodile dude. Yeah, it is genuinely fantastic. So I really recommend it for anyone who's remotely interested. Also, this is part of the backer stuff. It's a little cookbook that has some of the in-game recipes and actually how to make them in real life. It's really charming. So again, anyone who wants to check this out, please do. It's wonderful, and I want a good community around this game because it's genuinely so great. Yeah, goodbye. Please check it out. Please, I beg of you, do it.